All right, we're going to talk about section 5.12. And this section's a little bit weird. So I'm going to skip some of the things that they talk about and just show you some tricks on doing the homework. And I think that's going to be the most beneficial way to do this. So what they're going to do is we're going to continue talking about those unit scales like we did last time. And remember, those unit scales are the same thing that we talked about before, and this gives us a ratio that gives two things equal to another, and they're typically used on those maps, right? Well, here they're going to give you a scale, and then they're going to ask you to find a bunch of different distances based on that same scale. So, for example, if I give you a scale, and that scale is 1 centimeter equals 15 miles, we can use that scale to find a whole bunch of different distances. Now, if I wanted, I could use my cross products and my scale factor to find it all, kind of like we did last time. But in this case, it's going to be much easier. So say my scale is 1 centimeter equals 15 miles, and then I have to find a whole bunch of different distances. For example, what if I have to find 3 centimeters? I have to find the distance for 7 centimeters and also 9 and 1/4 centimeters. And I want to figure out those very quickly and very easily. Well, what's nice is when I use a unit scale, typically one of these units, usually this one, is going to be equal to 1. So then it's easy, and all I have to do is really multiply. So let's take our example A right here first. And we have 3 centimeters. So if I wanted, I could go through the whole process of writing my scale factor. My scale factor would be 1 centimeter to 15 miles, and I could say that's similar to 3 centimeters, and my total distance I could say is D. Then I could cross multiply and get 1D equals 15 times 3. My distance equals 15 times 3, which would be 45. And if I need to return my units, I can put my miles back in there. Now, this is a lot of work for way easier when there's a way to do this much easier. Instead, I can see this 15 times 3 turns up in the middle of this, and I can skip my whole section where I'm doing my cross multiplication. So instead, I can just take 3 centimeters, 1 centimeter is 15, 3 is times 3, so I can just multiply by my scale factor to get 45. I just have to be careful of my units because I need to remember that my units will change to whatever my scale factor ended with. So I will make sure to keep it to miles. Now if I'm going to do this for B, I can do the same thing. Here, my B was 7 centimeters, and my unit scale was 1 centimeter to 15 miles. So if 1 centimeter is 15, 7 would just be times 15. 7 times 15, I'm going to use my calculator, is 105. And in this way, I know that I wrote the wrong unit here. I know that I'm going to end with miles. And it's going to be the same thing for C. This time, though, I'm going to write it as a decimal because that's going to be much easier for me to do. I'm going to write 9.25 centimeters. And my unit is the same. My unit scale is the same. 1 centimeter is 15 miles. So here, all I have to do again is multiply by 15. So let's take 9.25 times 15, 138.75. And this is going to be my answer. I forgot to box my other answers. And for the homework, you're basically going to be doing exactly that. I recommend going on. I'll do another series of these with a different scale if you'd like, but I don't anticipate this section being very difficult. All right, if you're sticking around, let's look at one more scale. We're going to say 1 inch is equal to 25 miles. And let's look at these 3 distances that we need to convert. We're going to have 2 inches, we'll have 11 inches, and then we'll have 8.5 inches. Okay? So our first one, we have 2 inches to 25. All we're going to do is multiply these all 3 by 25 to get to our final answer. We just need to make sure that we write the units correctly. Now, I think I said that as mile, and I meant to write it as mile. So we have 2 times 25, that's 50 miles. 11 times 25, 275 miles. And 8.5 times 25, 212.5 miles. And that's really all that we need to do for this section. It's just getting us used to this unit rate, or this, sorry, that's not what it's called. The unit scale. And that's going to be our key here, all right? Good luck.